Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Molly and I'm a mom of two kiddos ages 7 and 4, and in today's video I have got a Sunday reset for you because I have not done one of these in a while, and so I am going to try and be as intentional as I possibly can on this particular day and just focus on certain tasks and try not to overwhelm myself because sometimes that can happen. And I also want to thank Angel from Mom Life Angel for hosting. This is a collab video with a bunch of other creators here on YouTube. So make sure to check out the playlist down below after you watch my video and go show those channels some love.
It's over. But can we stay here for a while until everything's alright again? That's cool with you, cool with you, cool with you. 'Cause that's cool with me, cool with me, cool with me. Is that cool?
So task number 1 that I wanted to complete on this Sunday reset was to water all of my plants. And if you have been around my channel for a while, you know that I am a huge plant lover and I am trying my best here to keep all of my plants alive. And I have found that watering them about every 2 weeks seems to be the best option for them. But my favorite part about these plants is I feel like I am nurturing something here besides, of course, my family. I have these little plants to take care of, and it is so fun watching all of the new growth happen on them. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm keeping this alive and it's growing and thriving. And it brings so much joy to my heart to watch these plants grow.
It's over. But can we stay here for a while until everything's alright again? That's cool with you, cool with you, cool with you. 'Cause that's cool with me, cool with me, cool with me. Is that cool with you, cool with you, cool with you? 'Cause that's cool with me, cool with me, cool with me. Just stay a little longer.
This little particular plant I have on my desk downstairs in the basement, and it just brings so much vibrancy to my desk area while I'm working throughout the day, because I do work from home full-time remotely. And just looking up and seeing the new tiny little baby leaves on there, just like I said, just seeing them grow, it's just so fun.
Before it's time to say goodbye, I guess that some things never change.
Speaking of my desk area, that is where we are moving on to next, is to kind of reset my desk in a way, like just clean it up a little bit, because it had been a while since I had wiped this thing down, so it was time. It's getting a little crummy and stuff on here, so I'm just wiping it down and just gonna put everything back. And I recently got a new keyboard with a wrist rest and a new mouse pad with a wrist rest on it, because my last wrist rest mouse pad was disgusting and I'd had it since I started working remotely back in June of 2017, so it was time for that to go and get a new one. And green happens to be my favorite color, and so I found these like green, almost like botanical looking ones, or they have green leaves on them, so that makes me super happy to have some green along with the plant, because the plant is upstairs just kind of soaking in the water, and so I don't want to put it back on the desk quite yet. I will bring it in just a minute. And oh, this little thing that I just moved, that is a footrest that I recently got, so I'm not so it will help me, like, because I'm short and sometimes I like to have my feet up while I'm working during the day, and it just helps with, I don't know, back pain almost. So if you're interested in that, I will try to link that down below for you. I did find it on Amazon and it was fairly affordable.
The real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up. what we're doing is bad. There's so many emotions, sharing stories that we never.
Now, my desk is a floating shelf that I found on wayfair.com back when we were moving into our house in Utah, which was in July of 2020. So I've had this desk for 3 years now, and I do love it. It's got shelves that I've taken off of it just so I don't put so many things on it, because I tend to clutter my desk up, which is not good. But if you are interested in it, I'll try to see if they even still have a link for it. I don't know, because I got it 3 years ago. I love this chair that I have that I use at my desk because my sister painted it for me in high school, her senior year in high school, and it says on the back, "Music paints the landscape of the heart." And I just love this chair so much. It has seen better days, but I've been using it for years now, and I just love it. So thank you to my sister Hillary for painting that for me. And we are moving on to the next task, which is filling out these debt-free chart papers that I printed out from debtfreecharts.com. I found that lady on Instagram who makes these a few years ago, and I did do this to try and get us out of debt back in like 2019, 2020. I was so focused on getting us out of debt that I even created a whole Instagram account about it, but I don't go on it anymore. But I did notice that when I use these charts, because I am a very visual person, but when I use these, I noticed that our debt went down significantly to the point where we were almost completely debt-free. And that Kirby vacuum that I talk about sometimes in my videos, that is what sucked me right back up into the debt again, because it was, like I said in my last video, I think I said that, or last video or 2 videos ago, I had said it was cost a pretty penny, and yes, I paid it with my credit card that I had just paid off. I had, oh gosh, but these charts, you fill in wherever you are during this time of like how much debt you have left, and as you're paying it off, you color in like up to that point where you're at. So I'm starting at the bottom and coloring them in until, you know, they're all colored in. Then that credit card or the car loan, whichever thing it is all paid off, and it'll be completely colored in. So I'll see if I can find a picture of back in 2020, 2019, when almost everything was done. It was such a good feeling, and I have been on a journey to try and become debt-free for probably a decade now, ever since I got out of school, of course, and I had all those student loans, which my student loans have been paid off for a long time, and so is my car, but we did buy a new family car a couple years ago, and so we're trying to pay that down as well. So, but if you are interested in the debt-free charts, I will have a link to that down below. And we are moving on to the next task, which is cleaning out the fridge before I go and get all of my groceries for my grocery pickup order, because I have a bunch of stuff that's kind of going bad and needs to get out of this fridge.
Let the sun shine on the broken. Let the summer come again. Let the heat find all the frozen. Let the force in, 'cause I am a. Let the force in, 'cause I am a. Let the force in.
I wanted to talk a tiny bit about this orchid that's right here, this beautiful purple orchid. My husband recently got it for me because he got me one when we moved into the house. But that has been a tradition ever since I bought my first house when I was 24 years old back in North Carolina. My parents got an orchid for me, and I think I got an orchid when I moved into my little tiny apartment way before that even happened. So it's like a tradition. Every time we move into a new house or a new apartment or something, we get a orchid to enjoy in the house. And my husband got this one for me because the last one that he got when we first moved into this house, it did end up dying. I think it was an unnatural color, to be honest with you. And this one I know is a natural color because I've had this color before, this purple color, and the orchid has come back. Like when the flowers will fall off, and you just wait. It's not dead yet. Just give it like 3 to 4 months, and you will start to see new growth form on, or new flowers starting to form on the orchid. So if you have an orchid at home and you don't have any flowers on it, and it had flowers before, but you keep watering it, just be patient, and you will see that it should bloom again as long as it's a natural color. Because I did notice that the one that my husband had gotten for me when we moved into this house is just the flowers weren't falling off, which I thought was very odd. And the only thing I could think of is that they were an unnatural color, so they must have been dyed somehow, and it wasn't working. So I eventually did stop watering that one because it had already been like 6 months since I noticed the flowers had died and they weren't falling off and they weren't coming back. So I was like, something is wrong with this one. This must have been a one get go type of thing. So, but I don't know. But we have moved on now to the next task, which is getting all of my groceries put away. And I was trying to do this fun thing where you see me like inside, like you right now are inside of the fridge, and I did end up having, my daughter was like right there, and I didn't include it in the video, but she closed the door at one point while I was trying to film it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? So, but I did take that out. I was a little upset that happened, but in a way it was kind of funny. Well, I'm looking at the chicken here because it looked like it was leaking, like all the little individual bags were leaking, and it turns out it definitely was. So I totally took that back like the next day to the grocery store and was like, hey, can I please exchange this? Like, I don't feel comfortable feeding this chicken to my family. Like, it just didn't feel right. So, but they did let me exchange it, so that was nice. But here we are moving on to the next task again, which is laundry. And this is the last task of the day. So I have all this laundry just been piling up throughout the whole week, and it is time to tackle this and get it done. Because I know, we all have tons of laundry. Like, who doesn't love being caught up with all the laundry? And I feel like it is a constant thing. We are doing laundry like all the time. And sometimes I just have to like let it go and focus on other things at the time and just come back to it later.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know.
A little tip here, a little laundry tip for you, is to sort things in piles. Sort them so it's like your daughter, like what I do, I sort it like my daughter's is in one pile, my son's in one pile, linens in another, mine, and then my husband's. And then from there I will go and sort through those piles into like things that are going to be hung up, things that need to be folded, or socks and all that stuff. Kind of separate it out, and I feel like this makes it go by so much faster.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground.
So on this particular day, I was feeling kind of low energy, and that's why I wanted to have this Sunday reset be kind of an intentional one and get the tasks done that were important to me for resetting basically the house that day for the next week ahead. And to me, that was definitely getting all this laundry done because it was just so much. And the debt tracker thing, that had been on my mind for a while to do. And also cleaning my desk, doing that. And watering the plants, of course. That's my favorite part, is watering the plants. They're beautiful to look at and they inspire me. And I wanted this whole day to just be very intentional and kind of, hopefully this was a relaxing video as well. So if you made it this far in the video, please comment down below and tell me, like, what are you working on to reset your house today?
The sky is falling down.
Well, that is it for today's Sunday Reset video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by giving it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are new. And don't forget to check out the playlist of all the other creators here on YouTube. And thank you again to Angel from Mom Life Angel for hosting this collab. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.